What up, what up, what up? And welcome to another episode of TTP. I know when you guys see this one's going to be kind of late, but it's all good. These things happen. We get, again, working at, getting at a better pace with these, but it's life, it's real life, man. Until you guys turn around, subscribe, share this with your friends, help this grow. You guys help this grow. I could do this more on a much more grand scale, you know what I'm saying? Without having to worry about when I can and can't do it. So, pick up the channel, help me out, man. Help me spread the message, man. Messages now at this point. This is what, episode 20? Jeez, bro. 20 episodes, yo. I'm not counting the other stuff like interviews and everything, but just just myself alone is 20. It's crazy. Anyway, tangent. Well, you already know what this is. Let's get to it. This is Trust the Plus.
Yeah. So what? Keep your head up, right with me, let's go. Keep your ears up and listen to me, let's go. Keep your head up, right with me, let's go. Keep your ears up, listen to me, let's go. Keep your head up, right with me, let's go. Keep your ears up, listen to me, let's go.
All right. And again, if you don't know who this is by now, I'm the MICCASTERJ. That's me, the Mike Caster. And our topic for today is going to be about success. And our title is The Stress of Success. Because success is stressful, whether you want to admit it or not. You need to stop listening to all these people who be like, the only people who think success is stressful are people who are broke. No, success is stressful. If you ask people who are successful, they'll tell you it's stressful. All right, just look at Will Smith. Too soon. That's not a dig. I'm just being honest. Like a lot of ups and downs. Anyway, going into it, the question for this topic is, does success change a person? All right. I know it's very vague, but stick with me on it. All right. Does success change a person? We're already kind of diving into it. The short answer is yes. Now, the part where it gets tricky is how it changes a person. Because, some people change for the better. Some people obtain success and instantly give that back. And you see that become rewarding. And those people are usually the ones who have, longevity. It's just a fruitful, career and their success. And then you see people who use it badly. Now, arguably, they still will stay successful for a good minute, but it's not without their issues and gripes and everything like that. So we're kind of more so diving into reason of why that might be. All right. What is success, right? What defines success? What makes people successful? Let's get into that. All right. So as always, let's start with the regular definition. And we got 3. I really wanted to bring the point home on this. All right. So success in the dictionary, in the earth realm terms, as we think it is, right, is down to 3 things. The accomplishment of an aim or purpose, the attainment of fame, wealth, or social status, and then a person or thing that achieves desired aims or attains fame, wealth, etc. So, to kind of already rip the Band-Aid off of this topic, man, we have a very limited thinking when it comes to success. All right, the things that we deem as success are really the most minimalistic things. They seem grandiose in the grand scale of stuff, but that's only because society makes it so. But they're like really the minimalistic things, like, a lot of money. Obviously, let's talk about that, because again, I've alluded to how the economy is. So, a lot of people are like, if I was rich right now, I'd be successful. No, it's not necessarily the case. Your bills don't disappear just because you're successful. They expand and they grow. All right. And if you definitely don't take care of your money at that point, it causes even more extra issues down the line. So if you're already bad with money at this point, and you're bad with money when you have more of it, that will not change that. um, but yeah, we think we get more money in this. No, it just brings more problems. It brings more people out of the dark, brings more associate, brings more challenges. How are you going to invest it? How are you going to utilize it? How you keep it growing? Because the money's still going to keep disappearing. Just because you attained a lot of money doesn't mean it's not going to spend, or you're not going to spend it. So the tricky thing becomes in, what do you invest it? What do you use it for now? And we lose sight of that. And the successful thing, I would say, is when you know how to maneuver that money. That would be the successful part. But people confuse that with ultimately just having that amount. Even stuff like social status or fame, now, especially now in this influencer era. And this is not a dig at influencers, but everybody wants to be an influencer. Some might even argue that watching this, you guys are thinking I'm trying to be an influencer. I'm really not. But, somebody could look at this and argue I'm trying to be an influencer because, at the end of the day, this is a pedestal. People are going to look at this and take certain insight from it and then put me at a certain, place or category eventually, especially as this grows and continues. But again, it's not when you get it. So we're not talking about the objectiveness to get it. It's just the way you focus that attainment and the status of where we put that at. All right, it's how you use it that guarantees the success of it. All right, so if you're at a high standard, you're at an elevated pedestal, and you use that to turn around to help the homeless. All right, or shed light on an area that's going through some kind of social injustice or something like that. That's success. That's success of your social status, all right? Not the social status itself, how you utilize it. The fame. If you take your fame and you go to a mom and pop shop and, you have everybody come over here and you tell them how great the food is and you put the mom and pop shop on the map and stuff like that. And now, a private owned business or a little small business is getting more of a, shares and more people coming through because you help turn around and put, people onto them. Like, that's simple and it sounds weird, but that's success. All right. How are these attainments or these things that you have gained, how are they impacting other people? All right. We got to start thinking of the perspective of success. If it is only affecting you, that is not success. All right. But how is it impacting the world around you would be the true aim of success, because we try to make success really selfish. I mean, the third one was, person or thing that achieves desired, keyword desired, aims or attains fame, wealth, etc. All right, so we make success really selfish. It's all about us. And the realistic aspect of success is more so defined by the legacy that you leave behind, the things that you impact, the things that you touch. That is what turn around and speaks to success. And as we go into this, we'll even talk about other things that people don't think of that's successful. I'm going to blow your mind, right? It's going to just completely throw you off for a loop. But, and let's get to it. We're in the entrepreneur age. I get it. People are tired of jobs and stuff like so. I'm not taking a dig at people who are trying to obtain these things and build it, because everybody has their own reasons and everything like that. But I'm trying to expand your focus. Again, that's what Trust Plus is all about. Just expanding your focus, not just on the spiritual sense. Of course, that's the main goal. I mean, it's the cross back here. Obviously, we're going to get spiritual. We're going to talk about God. But the other aspect of it that really calls to this channel is expanding your thought process. Getting yourself out of just simply your space in this earthly realm and really gravitating it to other things that you might not think about on a day-to-day basis. All right. Now going back to the success, for those who want to be entrepreneurs, I got a couple of stat facts for you. I have a whole bunch, but I just want to throw some stuff at you, man. Did you know? No, I ain't going to that. There's 31 million entrepreneurs in the U.S. today. That number is probably increasing as we're speaking, but just as it stands right now, currently, 31 million entrepreneurs in the U.S. All right, and then there's 582 million in the world. Now, I know when you first hear that, you're like, "Wow, that's a lot of people." And it's like, no, it's not. Numbers. There's a lot of people on this planet. All right, 31 million. Entrepreneurs in the U.S., that is 16% of the workforce, which means that the success rate of you owning a business by yourself and all that wealth and everything like that is limited to 16%. That's like a 2 210 ratio or something like that. You know, don't quote me on the math, but those are not really high odds. All right, and that's what happens when you're peaking, and your outlook of success is only defined by monetary gains and statuses. All right, and then just out of that number alone, only 8 million are minorities. All right, so just picture your window just getting smaller. So, you know. Yo, what up? What up? It's the MICCASTERJ. That's me, the Mike Caster, teaming up with you guys at Habits 365. Turn around, rocking the wear, man. Got the shirt, we got the hat. Anybody turn around and interested, they got a strong message of enforcing strong positive habits, you know, a strong mental health mentality, all the things that I'm about, man. So you can check it out with the link that's attached to this video, and you can utilize my code and get yourself 20% off. It's just to turn around and be in that realm and that aspect requires so much, and there's other elements that I haven't even taken into account. There's so much statistics on there. I ain't want to bore you out to death with that. I mean, we're not even counting the people that you turn around and get the work expenses and all that other stuff like that. You know, people peaking too soon. 70% of people will actually start a business and peak the business way too soon and completely blow their chance of that entrepreneurship, that success. All right. Talking from the definition of what we read. Now bring up entrepreneurs because these are the people that we think of when we think of fame, wealth, and fortune and all this stuff like that. You know, people who turn around, made their own businesses and shot themselves up into the world, but nobody talks about the other aspect of what led to that success. I'm pretty sure those people only made it because at some point they had to expand their mindset, all right, which is the point I'm bringing to you. There's a point to this, all right, expanding your mindset about the thought process of success, all right. Why do you want to emphasize this? Why are you trying to turn around and steal my high and kill my vibe and all this stuff? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. Because success, defined by the Bible, right, is obedience to God, empowered by the Spirit of God, motivated by the love for God, and directed toward the advancement of the kingdom of God. All right? So in the spiritual aspect, starting from there, your success can only be obtained and is derivative from you accessing your source of power, and that is God himself. If you are not injecting God into anything that you are trying to obtain, something simple, whether you're trying to recover from a leg injury, you're trying to poop on the toilet, I mean, that sounds funny, but I'm being real, you know, whatever, all right, fill in the blank. You have very little chance of obtaining that goal on your own without that credible source of strength. And of course, I want to be fair to my viewers who are on the edge or still teetering. To put it in even more layman's term and just like an earthly sense, your capability of success is going to also be derivative of other people. So again, talking about that impact, all right? How are you impacting other people? That is derivative to your success. You cannot gain a step forward if it is not impacting other people. It's not creating structures. It's not putting things in place to where other areas and other aspects are thriving. It will not come off of just you alone. All those people who did that speech of I did it by myself, liars. Straight liars, bro. If that was capable, then that's an angel. That is God in the flesh. Because no, it's not happening. And we're not talking about the simple, they created doors and windows of opportunity to talk to the right people. We're not talking about that because that's what they're talking about, but they're not being specific about it. So people are only hearing, yeah, you did it, I did it alone. And that's not the case because even these connects, these contacts, these people they talk to, the people they have the opportunities for, that's help, y'all. That's help. It doesn't matter that you had to talk to them first to find those ways to get into those doors. That's help. Your capability of success will not be defined by you alone. All right. It's not a thing. And then kind of going into it, the reason why it's important to have that understanding in the first hand is taking it back to the original question, which was success change people. And this is where that ultimate change happens. Your level of success and the longevity of success comes from how fast you can understand that your success is not dependent upon you, but outsourced, dependent upon your impact or the strength of other people giving you the God, helping you. That's where your success come from. And however long it takes you to turn around and do that is how long you got for that success, or how much of a chance you have of actually being successful at whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. All right. And that can make people very bitter. So if you have a selfish mentality for success, that's where you go into that wrong path. You start trying to step over people, and you start looking at God for your source, and you start thinking that everything is weighed because you put it in motion. All right. I did the setups for the interviews and the hires and all this other stuff like that, and that leads to a limited mindset. That leads to you burning a lot of bridges, and it leads to a lot of stress and a lot of heartache down the line. All right, versus where if you are cohesive about it, you understand the people who help you get to this point, you're taking care of those people. You understand God helps you get to this point, you're praying to God all the time about your success, moving you to the next step forward. If you notice, those people always have a constant next level, next wave. They're always constantly moving, they're always constantly in motion, because there's other parts. It's not just dependent upon them. So there's not a need for them to sit here and go into a whole conniption fit, or get lost in their thought process, or run of ideas, because it's not just solitary, and it's not just solely squared on their shoulder. All right. So again, the nature of that question, bringing it all full circle, is that success changes a person, and it changes for the better depending on their outlook and their mindset for that success, or what they're trying to accomplish. Because there's a way of forcing success and trying to be successful at something that you wasn't meant to, which is a whole topic and conversation in itself. That's also a case and a factor. All right, so really taking into account what it is that you're trying to accomplish, or you're trying to gain, is really important from the jump. All right, so that being said, I would stress that when it comes to trying to obtain or reach towards a goal, you want to make sure that you're encompassing everything. All right, gain a source of strength. And to that point, I will lead you to one of my all-time favorite scriptures in the Bible, which is Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Right? So remember, every point of success comes from a source of strength. Now, spiritually, you want to make sure there's God, and that's what I want even people on the fence and everybody to turn around. That's the ultimate source of power. But for more people who's not there, and even for more people who do use God as a source of strength, you also want community, people around you. Again, gain sources of strength. That is what's going to gravitate and change the whole trajectory of your success. It will not be defined by just you alone. I promise you it won't. It will not. Speaking from experience, it will not. All right. So, avoid the heartache now. And then, whatever you do, commit to the Lord, whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. All right. It's point blank, man. Give it to God. You hear people say that all the time. Give it to God. That is not just some passive phrase. Really give it to God, and you'd be surprised how far you would get. All right. Other than that, that's all I got from you. We'll be back next time on Trust the Plus. Once again, this is the MICCASTERJ. That's me, the Mike Caster. All right. Love y'all. Catch y'all next time.